I don't think I've ever seen a smile
Well,
on
I'm
your face.
asking you about survivors.
You know
of
why?
Jeffrey
You know why
Epstein,
you're not
Mr. President.
smiling? Because you know you're not telling the truth, and you're a very dishonest organization, and they should be ashamed of you.
These
Okay,
are
guys.
survivors of a sexual abuser.
If there's one thing the legacy media hates more than Donald Trump, it's being laughed at. They want you to treat them like high priests of the truth. But when Trump treats them like the jokes they are, they resort to the only weapon they have left, pathetic virtue signaling. Today, we're watching a clip that proves the left has officially lost the ability to process reality. Donald Trump sits down with CNN's Kaitlan Collins, a woman who has made a career out of snagging gotcha moments, and he simply tells her the truth. She's miserable and she doesn't smile. Watch the pearl clutching that follows.
No, Andrew, full disclosure, I know Kaitlan a bit. I used to do the 9 o'clock slot at CNN. She does that now. I think she's a great journalist, a great correspondent.
Does she
very
smile?
Fair. She smiles all the time.
Oh my God!
But she doesn't
You're
smile
being
when she's
such
talking.
a baby,
She
dude.
doesn't.
You could just say
she
it's
doesn't
bad
smile
when
when.
the
Well, hang
president's
on,
yelling
hang
at a
on.
woman for not
Let me,
smiling.
Cameron, I'll come to you.
Oh
Cameron.
no!
I'll come to
I
you.
cracked a joke. Oh, I cracked a joke.
Yeah,
oh my
here's my
God.
point.
Oh.
Andrew, here's my point. Donald Trump has taken in the last sort of year or so to being pretty offensive to female correspondents in particular. Should he do that, or should he be a little bit more respectful?
Yeah, Trump's whole stylistic is being very combative with media. It's one of the things that really worked with him as a strategy in dealing with them. It's one of the most endearing parts of Trump when it comes to the American public's perception of him is the fact that he's extremely combative with the media. And let's not pretend that it's not a big game on both sides. Both sides are playing it. They both enjoy it. It's like a game of cat and mouse, right? Can I get Trump's goat? Oh, I did. Trump kind of had a little go off on me. Now it's big news, right? It's part of the combative nature that he has with the media. It's probably one of the guy's most endearing qualities, honestly. I know everybody is always freaking out about it, but that's the thing that the kids call aura, right? The whole idea that he can have these engagements with these media personalities and it goes viral and people are laughing and they're having a good time. I mean, it's part of this guy's personality, always has been.
I mean, Lydia, I don't think for a moment Kaitlan will lose any sleep over it. She's a tough cookie. I think she'll probably be quite enjoying the attention on it. It just makes her a little bit more famous and probably gets more people tuning in. But as a woman yourself, if you were disparaged in that way by the President of the United States, whoever it was, would you think that's the right way to talk to female correspondents, female journalists, if you're the president?
If I was advising Trump, I would not encourage him to do that. Yeah, you don't want to comment on people's appearances, tell a woman to smile. That's just not what he should be focused on. But I guess I understand the point of a lot of folks in the MAGA base want to see him sort of own the libs and own the media. But I think there's a way of doing that in a way that isn't offensive to a woman and her
you don't think
decision
it's hilarious?
to smile
You don't
or
think
frown.
you don't think that that's hilarious? Like, it's objectively hilarious when he has these exchanges with media. And media kind of, I've seen them go out of their way to kind of make the exchanges happen even because they know it's going to be all over the news. It's news itself when he has these exchanges with these various women. And I mean, are you really pretending that it's not hilarious? It is hilarious, right?
Andrew, let's just acknowledge.
I don't think it's objective. I think it's subjectively hilarious. And obviously, you feel that way. There's a lot of people who feel that way. If I was advising Trump, I would not encourage him to take that tack.
I mean, you're smiling right now because you know it's funny.
You're being such a baby. That is the only correct response to the woman in the middle. Look at the difference in reaction here. You have the liberal guest, Lydia, doing the standard "he's offensive to women" routine. She is acting like telling a hostile reporter to smile is a war crime. It is soft, it is performative, and it is exactly why nobody trusts these panels anymore. Then you have the guest on the right. He doesn't care about the politics, he cares about the aura. He calls it objectively hilarious, and he is right. Trump isn't attacking women, he is attacking a hostile political operative. The media thinks they are entitled to respect while they lie about him 24/7. When Trump punches back with humor, the only people offended are the ones who take themselves too seriously. The kid is right. It's content. It's funny. Cry harder. But then the show goes completely off the rails. Piers Morgan decides it's time to put on his serious journalist hat. He demands an apology from the guests for spreading a hoax about Trump and Epstein. Piers wants a groveling retraction. What he gets instead is a masterclass in sarcasm.
What a snake,
My
dude.
question wasn't
asking
that you made a mistake. My question was that you lied. You just perpetrated a willful lie to denigrate Trump and accuse him of being probably the most heinous allegation you can make about any man is he was part of a global human trafficking operation, you said twice.
I know, and it's one thing to tell a lie once, but to make that mistake, to say something so horrible as a mistake like that twice is just so unacceptable. And if the president wants to, I mean, there's
So
a
why
lot
did
of
you
people
do
who
it?
make these claims. Well, you
Well,
know,
why did you do it?
we all make accidents. And Donald Trump, I mistook his deep involvement with Jeffrey Epstein over the years with an involvement with Jeffrey Epstein's human sex trafficking ring, when it's very clear the president was not involved with any criminal activity. He was just extremely close with Jeffrey Epstein, who had been doing this for a very, very long time. And I think that the president has every right to prove to everybody that he is completely innocent, and there's a lot of evidence that will show that he's innocent, which I maintain that he
Actually,
is.
he doesn't have to do anything. It's down to people like you who are on the airwaves talking about this to stick to facts. And I put it to you that your hatred of Trump is so demented that you just didn't think it mattered. You had convinced yourself he was right up there with Epstein in running a global trafficking ring. So I give you an opportunity now, because Donald Trump watches Uncensored every now and again. Would you like to apologize to him for the hoax that you perpetrated?
Mr. President, I apologize for accidentally perpetrating something that is clearly a hoax. And honestly, once more and more of these Epstein files get released, I look forward to you being completely vindicated, because clearly you couldn't stand this Epstein guy and he couldn't stand you either.
Okay, so you admit it wasn't an accident, was it? You said it deliberately. That's not an accident.
I mistook Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump's involvement with one another, with Donald Trump being involved with parts of Jeffrey Epstein's business that there is no evidence he has been involved with. And fortunately, Donald Trump has a huge opportunity to set the record straight by ending this Epstein cover-up.
Actually, you know what? Right now, Cameron, it's you that has that opportunity, and people will judge your wheelie-mouthed apology in the way they want to judge it. You should just admit you just got it completely wrong. It's just an easier way to do it.
Unfortunately,
In
there's
fact,
a lot of evidence.
Piers thinks he is extracting a confession, but the guest is just mocking the entire premise of the show. He says, "I apologize for mistaking his deep involvement for trafficking. It is a weasel move, sure, but it exposes the circus." Piers is sitting there trying to be the moral arbiter, demanding respect for facts, mere minutes after his own panel tried to turn a joke about smiling into a national crisis on misogyny. The guest knows the game is fake, so he treats it like a joke. Piers is furious because he knows he's losing control of the narrative. So here's the reality. The media class is fragile. They can't handle Trump's humor, they can't handle Gen Z trolling, and they can't handle the fact that nobody respects their authority anymore. They want you to be offended. We suggest you just laugh at them. Drop a comment below. Is Trump's smile comment offensive, or is the media just soft? Stay skeptical, stay loud.